POCO X3 Pro is one of the cheapest and one of the best gaming phones you can get at the moment without breaking the bank. For its price and overall package, it's tough to find a match in the market when it comes to CPU and GPU performance, especially graphics intensive apps and games. Despite missing out on 5G connectivity, which to be honest, personally speaking, is still not a highly recommended feature today, it doesn't take away the fact that the X3 Pro is a good recommendation to anyone looking to game on a budget. But just like what I said in my last review, the X3 Pro isn't a perfect device. So after a few months, has Xiaomi improved the X3 Pro or has it stalled since then? To all the subscribers, welcome back and thanks for stopping by once again. And if you're new here, we make tech videos of all kinds, so feel free to drop a sub to get notified of new content. Now, if you want a more complete review of the X3 Pro, you can always visit my 30-day later review on this phone since my opinion still applies to this day. In this video, we're going to talk about three main things: performance, camera, and battery, as these three aspects of a phone usually change over time. So starting with the performance, I actually have no problems with the raw performance of the X3 Pro. I can play the most popular games just fine, steady 60 frames at the highest possible settings, and the back barely heats up when the ambient temperature is less than 30 degrees Celsius. Though Genshin Impact is playable at best, it's still impressive to be able to play PC-level graphics on a budget gaming phone. My main issue with the X3 Pro is the MIUI software that comes with it. Thinking that the smooth 120Hz display and the old but still premium tier performance of the Snapdragon 860 would be able to support fluid general performance, MIUI on the X3 Pro was just not optimized enough to fully enjoy the benefits of a fast display and a powerful chip. But that was when the phone was on MIUI 12.0. Now that it's running on 12.5, has the general performance improved? Well, yes, even if it's a tiny bit. I'm finally seeing fewer frame drops and the animations are rendering at the highest possible refresh, albeit 90% of the time. Though the new version of MIUI has improved the X3 Pro's day-to-day performance, Xiaomi still has a lot of work to do here. Some animations still struggle to render 120Hz smoothly, like when calling for notifications or when switching apps, even when waking up the screen. There's also a weird instance wherein whenever I use picture-in-picture mode, the entire performance of the phone slows down, specifically with the delays when interacting with the screen. But when it comes to scrolling in apps, the X3 Pro has no problem delivering that smoothness that we've come to expect, except for Twitter, where I think needs optimization from developers. There's no official word yet when the enhanced edition update will arrive for this phone, but if you want to see a separate video for that, let me know in the comments section. If there's enough feedback from you guys, then we can make it happen. As for the battery, well, it's been inconsistent for me. There were times when my normal use, which included streaming, browsing, and no gaming, would result in between 4 to 5 hours of screen time. With gaming, I could comfortably get around 4 hours. Though I wish I could have more screen time, the X3 Pro's battery is still capable of lasting an entire day thanks to its great standby time. If you think IPS LCD has been a bummer for this phone, well, it's not. At this price point, I really can't complain. While it's nice to have the AMOLED panel of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, the LCD on the X3 Pro is good enough for me, especially for someone who's been using a top-end Samsung panel for 3 years. The X3 Pro is readable at best under the sun, but the color reproduction is satisfying enough to my AMOLED-spoiled eyes thanks to the vibrant option that's available in setting. As for flickering, I did notice the X3 Pro flicker from time to time when watching local and online videos. However, the flickering is most noticeable when the battery is below 30%. Nevertheless, it wasn't often enough to be an irritating experience, and it's a bit hard to notice the flickers when you're busy staring at the screen. So cameras. I don't think Xiaomi did anything to improve the quality of the cameras on the X3 Pro, but the cameras are good enough for social media needs, especially photos. The HDR process on this phone is akin to Google's Pixels processing, which may or may not be your cup of tea. But if there's one thing I wish Xiaomi has done sooner rather than later, is to fix the small jitters in videos. For a power-packed phone, I feel like this phone can do better. So POCO X3 Pro, despite its shortcomings, it's still the cheapest way to own a gaming phone this year. I personally think this phone can last for at least 2 more years. By that time, it might be worth it to upgrade to a 5G phone with maybe a better display and a better build. But for now, this is the most affordable 4G gaming phone to get. So that's it for this one. Drop a sub or like if you feel supporting the channel, and until the next one, stay safe.